Welcome back to Party XP. I'm your host, Jeff, and if you clicked on this, you already know that Lacan's not here today. It's just me. Lacan's off visiting his new nephew across the country, so he left it up to me to kind of go through a solo episode by myself. And if you've been here for the last few solo episodes, first off, thank you for sticking with us for so long. You'll also know that this is my opportunity to kind of peel back the curtain a little bit and talk about some things that maybe are a little more serious than the typical stuff we like to do on here. After all, this is a show made by two friends who just want to, chat and play video games and do whatever. But at my core, you know, I'm a newsman, I'm a journalist, right? So there are some things that when I have the opportunity to do them, I like to. And this one is something that I've been grappling with for a little while here. As you know, as you're probably listening to this right now on Spotify, we are a Spotify show. We use Spotify to upload the podcast. I use Spotify's back end. When we started this podcast, Spotify was the only option basically for us. It just made so much sense with its, creator tools. And at the time, it was Spotify for podcasters. Now it's Spotify for creators. At the time, and even till today, Spotify remains really the most intuitive place to upload shows and sort of serve as our main base, right? But it's getting increasingly more difficult to justify being on this platform and using it as our primary, podcast upload service. With the way that things have been going with the CEO of Spotify, Daniel Ek, first off, I mean his comments in the past about the platform have been a little disingenuous. And now we have not one, but two scenarios that have come up and have really put a damper on my passion and support for Spotify. And the first is that he is now, Daniel Ek, the Spotify CEO, is the chairman of Helsing, which isn't as cool as it sounds. It's an AI military startup. And that sucks. That really sucks. It's bad enough that Spotify is forcing AI on us, not just with its recommendations and other curated playlists and whatnot, but music as well. Like there's AI generated music on this platform now. And that sucks because you're taking away opportunities and streams from real people, real artists doing real work in favor of, some cheaply made, thrown together bullshit that shouldn't exist in the first place, right? All this enshittification of AI into programs, into services really sucks. It's bad enough we can't just purchase something one time. Everything has to be a subscription. But now that subscription has to get worse over time because we have to have AI in it, right? So that's the first issue that kind of threw me for a loop, right? And it's like, I don't support what this guy is doing. I don't support what the platform is doing and how it's changing and embracing AI. And that was bad enough. And that was kind of the first thing that made me kind of look around and be like, huh, maybe Spotify isn't the place for us anymore. I mean, obviously, we'll get into it, but it's going to have to remain uploaded here, but maybe not our home base. Because the second thing that kind of struck a nerve with me is that now ICE, the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency of the United States, is running ads for recruitment on Spotify. Now, we did have a situation here where, not a situation, but we were running ads for a little while because we wanted to see if we could monetize the show. And what I learned is that eventually, once the listener base grows, yes, we can start to profit from this, but not right now. So I stopped putting ads on our show. So we don't get a dime from this. We don't have to worry about those ads running on our show because, again, we don't run ads anymore. But if you are somebody that uses this platform to listen to podcasts, you've no doubt heard it, and it sucks. If you're not aligned with that, which I don't see how you could be, but I don't want to speak for my co-host here and get deeper into the weeds. It's just really been a shit sandwich here on Spotify, and I have been looking for other places to bring the show. I mean, obviously, I'm still gonna have Spotify be available, right? Like you'll still be able to listen to the show on Spotify. But my bigger thing is making it our home base. Because there is, and I've looked at the data, there is about an 85 to 95% chance that you are listening to this on Spotify right now. There's also a chance you didn't know any of this was going on, and that's okay. It's not everybody's job to always be dialed into current events and every single minutia of what's going on in this twisted fucking country at all times, right? So I don't blame you if you didn't know any of that stuff. All you know is that Spotify is a really easy place to get all the stuff you want to listen to at one time. And that's what's been on my mind lately, right? Is that Spotify has been for years a place where I can go and just listen to what I want to listen to. Whether it's music, whether it's podcasts, to a lesser extent audiobooks, but they are there as well. Spotify is now an essential part of my parenting. I use Spotify for children's songs, right? For whether it's just, typical songs that I listen to with my child in the car, to putting him to sleep, right? Spotify's there for all of that. And it's been tough to sort of grapple with this. So, if anything, this episode kind of serves as a place for me to tell you that I understand kind of what's going on here, and for you to know that I'm grappling with this just like, I think a lot of other people that relied on Spotify to disseminate their artwork, whether that was a podcast, whether that was music, whether that was audiobooks, whatever, right? Even like comedy specials, anything. Just know that I'm grappling with that too. And it's really what I call it. It's the Spotify shaped elephant in the room, right? It's something that I've had to reckon with, and I haven't talked to Lacan about it, so this will probably be the first time he's hearing about it. So surprise if you're listening to this. Um, it is, like I said, it's something that I've been grappling with. I want you to know that I've been grappling with it. I'm not okay with what's been going on this platform around us. But I also realize that Spotify has been our home base for 3+ years. Most people listen to our episodes on Spotify. And to have to pack up and leave won't be the end of the world, because I'll unfortunately have to just keep the show on Spotify, right? Because, like I said, if I want anybody to listen to the show, it's going to have to be on this platform. But just know, number one, that I'm not going to be thrilled about it. And number two, that I don't really want to leave, but I have to make a stand somewhere, right? And number three, that I'm actively looking for a solution. So just know that, like, whether that's on Good Pods, whether that's on, I don't know, YouTube Music, whether that's Apple Podcasts. I can't get fucking Apple to work ever, so who the hell knows if that's gonna be an issue or be a thing. But if you want to support this show and you want to support it elsewhere, find us on YouTube. Find us. The podcast is on YouTube, right? I link it all the time in the descriptions of every episode. It'll be here too. You can use YouTube Music. I know it also isn't great, and I think there's also ice ads there, but I haven't had it confirmed yet. And also, I don't think Google is investing in AI military startups. But who knows? I mean, that's probably down the line anyway. There are much fewer places in the tech realm to throw your support because they're not using AI or they're not doing something awful, right? Which sucks, which is a whole nother can of worms, but there are plenty of other places to listen to this show. If you follow that link in the description, you can find all the different places that you can listen to our show. And I'll give you that example right now. Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, G Podder, Castbox, Pandora. Really, we're on Pandora? Nice. Audible, Amazon's not much better, but Good Pods has been great. We've interacted with them a few times. There's a ton of places to listen to us outside of here. Oh, we're not on Pandora. All right, I got to figure that out. Love how I'm just doing this on the fly. Yeah. Lot of places, a lot of options here, and I'll add more as time goes on. But for me, really, the best place to find us, I think at least, is YouTube Music. Again, it's not the best, it's not great, but it'll do, right? You can also do, iHeartRadio is also one that is pretty usable, and that might be an option. But wherever we go, you'll find us. And like I said, I'm sure if you want to stick with Spotify, if you don't care enough to switch, or if you're like, well, it's just too much of a pain in the ass to switch, like I get it. I completely get it. Like I'm gonna have to pay for Spotify still because it's an essential portion of my parenting and stuff. Unless I find a different option, right? Unless I find an equally usable alternative. Like I'm stuck kind of with Spotify, at least until my son gets old enough to not want to listen to music at a moment's notice, right? So we'll see how things go. But in short, everything kind of sucks. But if we stick together, we'll make it through. I know it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for your support as always. Wherever we go, I hope you follow us there. If not, then that's okay. I'm sure we'll recross paths one of these days. We'll see you again real soon.